This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Welcome back, Sarpquas. Hey, everyone. Fucking, I hope we never see that survivor again, right? We're never going to see that guy again, right?
I get the impression they're going to make a big deal out of him.
I don't want to.
I don't
want to
either.
deal with him.
None of it. It's one of those
so look, we
things.
did some gameplay last time. We got some stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
We just, we did our best.
I'm gonna keep on going. There's shit I gotta do. I'm actually gonna just do a quick walkabout and get some kill some more creatures.
It's a grind.
Head back to Tarna because I gotta meet somebody at night.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a grind episode.
Uh-oh.
Not really.
I feel a dislike coming on.
I just have to get some. I just have to pass some time. Oh, okay. I just clicked and apparently landed. So, but yeah, no. We gotta wait for night so I can go and meet Harami again and feed him some more food.
Fair enough.
I think I have to do that 3 times, but I'm gonna try heading back to the Simbani village after I meet him this one time.
All right.
But he has some shit to say, basically, so.
Okay, all right. So we're going to meet somebody. In the meantime, we have a question for Glory from
good.
Joseph Davies from last week, which we didn't get to.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Question for Glory!
Glory.
Much like the Liontaurs are a lion with the body of a lion, and the Cheetor is a panther with the body of a panther.
Whoa. Where are you going?
What the fuck?
I wish I knew.
You just went into the sky.
Well, he's coming back.
No, this isn't one of Alex's hallucinations. This is happening.
What is happening?
Is the game crashing again? Nope.
Can't open window! It's closed forever.
Wow. I mean, on the bright side, this is some very unique content. This can't be easy to recreate.
No. It was going to be a grind episode, and then it ground to a halt.
All of the dislikes combined.
Yes, this is what they've done.
And worked against it. All right, everybody. Well, we're fucked. So
we find ourselves out of bounds of game variables. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to kill the game, but I will relaunch it. One moment, please.
Catastrophic exception error.
Catastrophic exception error. You know what? We could answer a fucking question for Glory on black screen.
Keep going.
That's fine.
Just put up the Wham Bam
right.
Bigelow technical difficulty screen.
No,
okay.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, so a panther with the body of a panther. What creature with a horrifyingly doubled body on itself would be the most terrifying to encounter? I know Alex is going to have an answer for this one.
I'm looking forward to Alex's answer. It's going to be good.
But I think
we're gonna speed run this shit.
So you need to have like a 4-legged creature, right? You need to share your screen, Luke. We can't see what you're doing.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll do that in a sec. Fight.
I can just hear fighting.
They're fighting. There's clearly some fighting going on.
I mean, my answer was going to be human baby.
Human baby,
That's
right?
Because it's like a doubled up on itself lower body and then an upper body on top of it. So
like
it's
a crawling human baby with a baby torso growing where the head is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's all like pudgy and segmented like a grub. This may be less horrifying to people who aren't as horrified by human beings as I am.
Sorry, what was the question for Glory? What is the worst thing possible?
Yeah, what is the worst doubled animal up upon itself?
In the same way that a Liontaur has the body of a lion and the head of a lion.
Right. Yeah, so it'd be like a centipede baby.
Yeah,
a baby pede.
Maybe an insector would be pretty gross.
Yeah.
That's like basically just a praying mantis, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm thinking like a housefly.
Ow.
Like with a housefly head and a housefly body, and then like a muscular man torso.
Honestly, if that Survivor guy had looked like that, if he was a housefly Tor or like a woodlouse Tor or something horrible, I would have found him less disturbing.
So, because we didn't save before, is this a clip? Is this considered a clip show?
Good question. Could be.
A greatest hits.
Because now we're gonna have to talk to
It's
captains.
a flashback episode.
Oh,
One
not
episode
Survivor
later.
again. Oh no, I'm gonna die.
No,
Also
I'm not
known in the
reading
industry
this.
It's okay.
as a
No,
blackout
I'm-
episode.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
where
it's
I
a
die.
blackout episode.
Do we have to meet the Survivor again? We do.
Yes,
we do.
Because we don't. For some reason, we like all of us forget to save. All of us.
We couldn't open the window.
Can we blur him out this time?
Oh yes, do that. Pixelated.
I can't do it on the call, but I can minimize Skype so I don't have to see him.
We
can
can
just
let
put
you
it down
know.
there.
We can let you know when we're done. Anyway, we're not going to read this anyway.
No,
You
we're
know.
just gonna skip right through it. But I'm gonna have to go all the way down the sort of discussion tree.
Oh,
We're
my
gonna
God,
go.
man.
We're going all the way.
Maybe we should fast forward this. Let's fast forward this. It's better for us too.
As much as we would all like to hear about the squeams and quads again.
No.
No.
No. All right. We'll be back in a second.
Actually,
we're done.
I'm actually
We're
physically.
Yeah, we finished talking to him.
Fuck.
Oh wow! Just like that.
It goes quickly when you just click through, man. Like, this is how I can speak. This is how, like, the last half hour of recording that we just did, I managed to finish in, like,
God.
3 minutes ish.
That candle flame. Hey, you know what? The guy who keeps leaving us a dislike. Maybe he'd like it if we just did that. Just click through all the dialogue. You want gameplay? All right, I'll give you gameplay.
And harmonica.
Is the guy off the screen now?
Yeah, he's off the
Okay, I'm bringing it back.
Alex is like turned around, facing away from his computer.
So, yeah, I don't know. He really was bothering me. Like, even the memory of him is making me a little sick. Like, I don't know what it is about that piece of art, but
That's effective art.
we tell a lot. We tell a lot of jokes
it
here,
did the
but
job.
It's evocative.
that was legitimately, yeah. Her warning was not strong enough.
No.
So getting a poster version of that guy is not on your to-do list.
No. It really looks like that headdress is part of his head.
It reminds me of the time I accidentally watched Hannibal, the movie, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs, and they did that scene with Ray Liotta, and oh my god, I felt ill for weeks.
Oh yeah, that was a good scene.
Oh man, that scarred me.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
usually that affected by body horror, but you know,
Horror.
to me, like a regular body is body horror. But yeah, no, that's yeah, that guy was like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Early 90s Sierra body horror.
Oh man, I have been catching up on some 90s movies. I watched. You know what I watched the other day on Netflix?
What?
I watched
What did you watch?
U.S. Marshals.
Ooh, yeah, Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee Jones, right? It's the Fugitive sequel, right?
Sequel to
Yeah.
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive. And what's funny is I've seen U.S. Marshals no less than 3 times, and I didn't remember a goddamn thing every time I watch it. That's the beauty about those 90s movies. That they just sort of leave your brain. They're just sort of gone.
Yeah.
You watch them and you're like, that was entertaining. That was fine. And then it's just gone. It's gone.
I think I may have mentioned these 90s movies before, but they certainly fit this category you're speaking of, and they are House Guest, starring Sinbad and Phil Hartman, and Carpool, starring Tom Arnold and David Paymer.
Oh my god, a David Paymer.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
The
You know what?
Pames.
I've the Pames. I have seen House Guest.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the other one. Oh, I can't tell you anything about it. It's gone. It is gone from my mind.
Funny thing about U.S. Marshals, if I might interject, was it was on TV a little while ago. I was watching it, and there's there's the young kid that's on the team, and I was like, holy shit! Like Paul Giamatti, he really got like shorter and fatter over the years, didn't he? And then I realized, oh, that's totally not who that is.
Paul Giamatti. What? Are you talking about Robert Downey Jr.?
No. The tall kid with the curly hair.
Oh, that guy!
Oh, yeah, I think I know. And he looks a lot like him. Yeah. He was,
I'm like, wow, he really went downhill quick. I'm like,
spoilers. A little bit of spoilers for U.S. Marshals, guys. He's the only character
he was in a few 90s
that died.
films.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure he was. The guy
I don't remember.
Like, he was always a bit part.
Yeah. You saved, right?
Yeah. This is before I left town.
Okay.
You overrode Rat Purr.
Okay.
I did. With Pames.
We'll make this with the Pames.
The Pames.
We'll make this an extra long episode, just because we got to get some shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Which includes grinding until nighttime.
We're making progress. It just needs grinding until nighttime, and it is now nighttime. So I'm on my way back to Tarna.
No
we're
new
to the Simbani village, and wow, how did I not end up in Tarna there? Okay, this game is not behaving nicely today.
Nope.
But anyway,
nope, that's fine.
Hey,
I think
Andrew.
I think it's me. I think I'm not hallucinating. I'm just making a dent in reality anywhere I observe, and it's just tearing down the walls of things.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Oh,
There's
this
our
guy.
Oh,
You came.
That's right.
You don't know how glad I am to see you, man. Just to have someone to talk to. You have no idea how terrible it is to be without honor in Tarna.
We do. You described it to us at length.
Yes, he did. He's just whinging
I
little
did.
bastard.
Up mine, I guess, huh? So, you don't know how good it is to hear someone say that to me, man. You gotta help me, man.
God.
so
Big deal, I
we
thought.
do
Oh,
that.
we already did all this. I already talked to you about this, right?
this is interesting. Rumors?
I hear the merchants talking about war all the goddamn time. If you don't do something about peace, I'll never get out of here, man. I've got thief's cough.
This is strange. Like last
Thief
time I came
lung.
over here to talk to him, while I was sort of preparing for the episode today, I was able to talk to him about my mission of peace, right? Like I was able to talk to him and say like, this is what I'm planning on doing, yada yada, and there was a whole sort of conversation there. And now I can't do it, and I don't know why. Because when I went to record last time, the reason why we... No, I wasn't even... Well, it's possible. But, we talked to the survivor. But even then, like, before going and talking to Harumi, this time... Well, I had to... The reason I had to wait to talk to him is I need to give him food every time I talk to him in order to basically befriend him, right?
Right.
So I'm a little confused. We may have to make our way back to Tarna at some point, but let's see if I've managed to move things forward a little bit.
Man, I hope so.
Hey, Andrew. What was the name of the character that you thought was Paul Giamatti in U.S. Marshals?
Noah something.
Noah something.
He was like the youngest member of the team and the only one to actually die.
I think the actor's name is Tom Wood.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Tom Wood.
Do a Google image search for Tom Wood, and there's going to be
am.
some young, thin Paul Giamatti lookalikes there.
Tom Wood,
Yeah.
US.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, shit. You're right. Look at
Yeah,
him.
what the fuck else did he do, huh? Did he make it out of the 90s?
Not well.
Did any of us truly make it out of the 90s?
We are still there.
Well,
I
it's-
mean, yeah,
it's not that he died, it's that he's living the 90s over and over again in a 10-year Groundhog's Day situation.
I wouldn't mind that at all, to be honest. The 90s were pretty cool.
90s were all right. I had a good time in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think that a 10-year Groundhog's Day situation would be too much, because it would be 10 years.
Of progress
You'd make
that
it.
you lose.
You'd get 9 years in, and then everything you did would start over. And like, to figure out whether you'd finally escaped, it would take you 10 years to find out after every time you started over.
And also, yeah, 10 years would include consequences, so yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, you'd have to deal with. You'd only live without any consequence in the last day. That would be a real holiday for you. Is like December 31st, 1999. You would just go ape shit. Just like, I wonder if I can destroy the planet in one day.
It would be a good cover, considering that was like Y2K Mania shit right there. You know, like if you wanted to stir up some shit, then that would be the time to do it.
Wow, this guy only just made it out of the 90s and then abruptly stopped.
He made it out of the 90s.
Well, he did he did a TV episode of Chicago Hope in 2000.
Right.
And he did a TV movie, Meatloaf to Hell and Back, in 2000. And then nothing. He disappeared. But he's not dead, so he just stopped.
So, here's the thing about Tom Wood.
Oh, yeah.
So, the guy was...
I'm intrigued.
The guy was, like, he was good looking enough to be an actor. But he was a TV actor. You know? And I say this as someone who is not good looking enough to be even a TV actor.
Shit, he was the private in Under Siege that Steven Seagal, he guards Steven Seagal, and then Steven Seagal tries to convince him to let him out of the brig.
You know what? Tommy Lee Jones must like him.
Yeah, he must, because
TLJ.
he was in Apollo 13 as well. He was some guy on was it Ecom?
Yeah.
So he did a lot of stuff, and then just abruptly stopped it in the year 2000.
In the year 2000. Hey.
I guess one advantage, if you were trapped in a decade rather than a day in a Groundhog's Day type situation, is that 10 years might be enough to figure out a way to destroy the planet. If you really devoted the whole 10 years to it. Or if you, like, devoted 10 years to studying how to destroy a planet. So, like, getting a bunch of degrees in dangerous sciences. And then the next 10 years, you enacted that plan and built some sort of device. You could see if destroying the planet fixed the problem.
But I just love that. Welcome to the School of Dangerous Sciences.
I want to put that on my resume. I have a BSc in Dangerous Sciences.
by the way, it looks like Luke's fixed that.
Yeah, hey, we can tell about the mission now. So anyway, I'm gonna go try to bring peace.
You know, peace.
You came all the way to this weird place to help the lion bring peace? What a way to make a living! You got to look out for number one to get anywhere in this world.
He's giving us advice about making a living. He's literally walking around in the fucking dark by himself.
You gotta help me, man.
Asking us for help.
I mean, just having someone to talk to who actually listens is something. I don't get enough to eat. I can't get out of here. I'm going fucking crazy, man.
Do you have any spare change?
I don't know how long I can stand this shit, man. I mean, I never had much to do with the people before. You know, I kept to myself, you know. And now you say hi to me, and I feel like I ought to kiss your hand or something. Just to have someone to say something to me is good. Like, I knew you threw a knife in my back at the start of the game, but honestly,
Water under the bridge.
I heard some of the gods talking about the king and his brother having some big arguments about war. Anyway, if something doesn't happen real soon now, those lions are going to start marching to the the war drums or some shit.
I suppose even getting stabbed is a form of human interaction.
It is. Yay! Not a cool form.
It's not something that one would seek out, but if one got lonely enough, you know?
Hey, you take care, huh, pal?
Tom
Right.
Wood was also on The Fugitive.
What? Was he part of
He was the same
Gerard's
character,
team?
Newman. He was Newman, same character.
Holy fucking fuck.
He reprised his role.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then he never again.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
No. Yeah, that 10-year thing is a real bummer.
Mm.
Now that I think about it, that would not be a good way to do it. You wouldn't want to get attached to anybody.
Mm.
You wouldn't be like, well, let's get married.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You'd be like, let's have a relationship. You wouldn't want to do that.
Unless you wanted to test it out, like if you weren't really sure.
But that's 10 fucking years, and you got to start all over again.
I guess, like, you would have 10 years. 10 years is a while. That's a career. That's, you know. You could set weird goals for yourself. True. Like, could I be the prime minister in 10 years if that's all I did?
That's true. You could memorize how to make an iPhone. And you could make so much money.
I mean, depending on the span of 10 years. I mean, it's 1990s, so there's not really an iPhone thing. But you could definitely, like, you know, get ahead on some stock trading and shit like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
If you forgot for a moment about being a human, which I think you would if you lived long enough through that same 10 years, and instead you thought of yourself as some sort of cosmic entity whose goal was to acquire knowledge, you could learn about all the latest inventions coming out in, like, near the end of the 90s, and then invent them yourself at the start of the 90s, and continue working on them as hard as you can for those 10 years, and then start where you left off again. So you go right from, like, the early 90s where, you know, computers were fairly primitive in those days, but you're inventing what we would consider a computer now in, like, 91.
But you'd have to keep it in your head.
But wouldn't you need the resources?
Like you'd have to know. You'd have to memorize it.
Yeah, it would have to be, you'd be limited to what you could remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you also be limited to the resources at the time?
If you really wanted to game that particular system, I think what you'd need to do is find somebody that was like a really fucking brilliant inventor, memorizing how to get in touch with them so that, like, you could start over and, like, just remember the major the major, like, wins and or successes and failures during those sort of, 9 or 8 years or something like that you were working together.
Your Steve Jobses and Fred Dursts.
Knowledge has
Fred Dursts.
But yeah, I mean, like, you gotta find a Wozniak to your jobs.
Yeah.
Thanks
for joining us at Pork Futures, everyone.
There's an extent to which knowledge has evolved a bit with the progression of the internet, in that knowing a lot about a subject is less about memorizing individual facts and more about memorizing the shortest avenue to those facts. Mm-hmm. So, like,
exactly, yeah.
I don't remember every mathematical formula that I use when doing character rigging, but I know how to find that information quickly. And memorizing those pathways is more important for my day-to-day life than memorizing the actual information. Only stuff that I use literally constantly do I memorize. And I think if you lived the same 10 years over and over again, you wouldn't memorize specific things. You'd memorize the shortest way to get to those things. And I think that might... If you have a whole 10 years to enact it, you can spend 5 years just gathering components and then the last 5 years putting it together or something like that.
That's true.
What's the end game?
Again, I think you'd have to forget about being a person in the normal sense about being a person. It would be about acquiring things that can't be taken away from you. Which would be like knowledge and experiences, because your experiences don't get taken away, just their consequences do.
Yeah,
so, like,
true.
You know, like, oh, this is my favorite actor. I'm going to go marry that person. I'm going to go find that person
It's actually true. And you're also not stuck in 10 years. Like, you throw yourself in front of a bus, you start in 1990.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to start over
Sure,
again.
if you fucked up, yeah, it's like, oh, well, alright. I mean, like, if you were, like, 6 years in, I'd be like, oh, man, I really don't want to start over. You know, it's like, it feels like, you know, if you lose, or if you do something really stupid in a video game and you haven't saved for a long time, it's like, oh, I'm done.
You should save, by the way.
But again, if you're just acquiring experiences, you get 6 years in and you fuck up an important decision, you're like, you know what? This is another prison fighting timeline then. I'm going to go to prison and I'm going to rule that prison.
And then those are the memories you take with you.
Absolutely.
Remember those 5 years that I ruled a prison?
Yeah. And you'll get back to the start and you'll be like, you'll know how to get to that point where you fucked up because you did it once before, but you'll also have all the prison fighting skills that you earned in those last 4 years.
Oh my god. Hey, you know, we moved the story ahead. We did.
Yes.
We did. It wasn't our finest hour. Shrug. Shrug.
Well, so I'm not necessarily stumped, but I'm surprised that the thing that's supposed to happen has not yet happened. So between this episode and recording our next episode, I am going to just play this on my own and see what I'm missing to get to that point. So
what Luke means is the 20 minutes before we record next week, he's gonna play.
Yes, most likely.
Yeah, that's fine, man. No judgments. I do the same thing
because I sleep all weekend, every weekend, and then I'm really busy during the week. But I do remember to do it, you know, momentarily before we start recording usually. But that's often enough, you know. Like we make significant progress if I can spend like half an hour just like playing before we start.
Yeah. So we're a little stumped. If you actually know what we missed, if you've been paying attention and you know what we missed, please tell us. You know.
I think I need to talk to Harami one more time. I forgot completely about the survivor and having to speak to him. I got the dispel potions. I spoke to Harami twice and sort of moved that conversation
Is
forward.
it possible that we spoke to Harami once when we had a game crash and it never counted?
Well, no, when we did twice today now, you know? Like,
yeah, but I mean the first time when there was no option for that. I wonder if we spoke to him once in the past and we had a game crash. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, the thing is, yeah, today before we recorded, like 5 minutes before we started this call, I went and I was able to talk to him. So.
Also, if you're watching this and you're living this decade over and over again, trapped in this 10 years...
Let us know.
Let us know. I'm very curious to learn about what that's like. Also, what a rough decade to start in. 2020 forward.
Oh, man.
No shit.
Unless you've lived this decade 100 times and you're the one who invents the vaccine every time. In which case, thank you. Like, that's, you know...
Yeah.
That's pretty cool of you.
Maybe we didn't have a vaccine until, like, 2026. And because they've lived it so often, we have it now. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
All right, everybody.
Thank you for watching, everybody. We really do appreciate your patronage.
Yeah.
In as much as you watch the show. We would love it if you are not already a subscriber, if you subscribe to the show, and tell your friends about us if they are the kinds of people that like retro games. We're going to be doing some new shit pretty soon. Hopefully.
We don't just appreciate your viewership, we appreciate you. You think that no one does, but we appreciate you.
I appreciate what a PBS type thing to say.
Also, tell your family. Tell all of them about us.
Because they'll understand.
Yeah.
Tell your cellmates. Tell your congregation.
Pretty much like 1989 Batman said, I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Tell your local representative in the government about us.
Tell your shop steward about us.
Take a magic marker, write www.youtube.com/level0npcs on a mug, and leave it on your desk at work.
Yeah.
Order some food on your phone, and when the person comes to drop it off with no contact delivery, communicate with poster board through your window at them.
Or leave it in the notes. Whatever.
Use a free online fax service and randomly fax our YouTube channel URL to random numbers.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're getting an awkward prostate check, bring up level 0 NPCs and break the ice.
Really insert it into places in your life where it won't fit, and just feel the sharp edges of that dialogue choice.
Are we still talking about the
brushing up
prostate
against
exam?
the soft flesh of your comfortable life?
Tell your local florist and baristers. Barristers, not baristas.
And your baristas.
No, baristas.
Tell your barristers and baristas.
You can have both.
If you're going to court, tell your barrister. If you're going to the cafe, tell your barista.
Yeah.
Is your accountant a fan of level 0 NPCs? Fix that.
Tell the person at the
Please.
table next to you, even though they didn't invite you to speak to them.
You have access. You are watching this on a device right now. I guarantee you that has access to
Show
communication.
everyone. Like you'd show your photos of your kids.
Leave here right now and get us on a mailing
right
list.
You must leave this place.
All right, everybody. We got Pork Futures is coming.
Yes.
Theoretically.
Yes, I am going to make it happen.
Yeah. That's what you said
Visually.
last week.
Visually. Yes, I know it's just slow.
And it's gonna take a little while because there's an art requirement, but there's another thing that we have planned that I'm not gonna talk too much about.
Oh
but
yeah, I got to do a
stay
bunch of
tuned.
art.
I don't
Do a
even
bunch
know.
of art. You do.
Yes,
It
you
was
do.
all. It was all in the Slack channel. All you had to do
It's
was
in our
read
Slack
it.
channel.
All you had to do was read it.
I thought I wasn't allowed. I was on probation.
Yeah. Now you're starting to use it as an excuse. All right, everybody, have a good week. We'll see you next week. No new questions for Glory this week. So we're out. So you know what you have to do.
Yeah, leave us a question for Glory.
Get
Tell your
inquisitive.
barrister to leave us a question for Glory.
Yes.
Your barristers and baristas.
Oh, I see what we're doing. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Be kind to one another, guys, and stay safe.
Yeah.
That would be amazing if there's a coffee shop / law firm called Baristas and Solicitors.
Bye, everyone.
The fuck? You can't be tired of that. It's amazing.
Stopping recording.